Teachers Association of India and the Rajkot Central Chapter of the representing myself, the convener, Neenu sir, co-convener, executive member Anita ma'am, and few others. We organized this particular program on Women's Day, especially for ladies, for women, to understand the role of literature in women empowerment. And today we are sitting on this campus brought by Anita ma'am. Thanks to Anita for this arrangement. And we'd like to understand what role literature has played in women empowerment. Because if we look about the history, somewhere we found that there was equity. Then after some time, then there was inequity. Somewhere someone has raised the voice. Somewhere it has published in either newspapers, journals. There have been some literature, novels. There have been some poems, poetries. Where did all it start? What is there in literature when we talk about women empowerment? Okay. So, without wasting much time, we just start this event. And I will request Anita to please honor the speakers with flowers. Welcome the speakers with flowers. Please welcome Jonathan. Please, please. Welcome. Disha ma'am. Disha ma'am. And I would just take a special occasion to welcome Neenu sir. Though it's a woman's day. So now I hand over to the host, Anita ma'am, to start the session. Over to you, ma'am.
So good evening, respected teachers and the strong ladies of our universe. This is just an opportunity to celebrate Women's Day. Actually, I will take a second to just say why I organize the events here. At my institute, I have been teaching spoken English to students. And whenever somebody from outside they come here and they always say, "Hey, madam, तुम्हारा institute में vibes बहुत सारा है." तो मेरे को vibes से कम सारा हुआ है. Because my institute is always blessed with teachers. So I am Saraswati Namaste. And I always look for an opportunity to welcome. So Teachers' Day, Women's Day is just, I would say, an excuse where I could invite dignitaries like you, Jena for Saraswati Mano Hats. So on behalf of all my staff members and all my students, I welcome all of you, ma'am. And it is a great pleasure that we'll be getting a chance to hear something from you on the role of women in the role of literature in women empowerment. So let us start with the first speaker, Disha ma'am. Please go on.
This is an insightful discussion. So we can be very normal in case we need to discuss, right? As a free will of the speaker.
Happy Women's Day to all of you. So, since I am the first speaker, let me set the tune for this day. I would appreciate the men who are here, who have believed in this cause, and it's together that we can take the Women's Day forward. So, it is a human perspective to take this day forward. So, thank you very much, Vishal sir, Neenu sir, all the young men who are here. Also, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the women who have accepted this role and also the platform that is provided. You are here because you face so many challenges, so many oppositions, physical, mental, emotional. If we just take a moment to recap it, we will be surprised how we have reached here today. So I extend my warmth to all of you on this platform, and I'm here to take the positive vibes from you as well. So thank you very much, all the ladies who are here to speak today. I would like to go back in time and say that feminism started with different waves. And there was a first, second, third, and now we are at the fourth wave. The first wave talked about the fact that I, as a woman, want to vote. I want to choose who the leader of my country will be. And today, as a result of that, we are all voting. The second wave of feminism focused upon the fact that we want equality in the home, in the workplace. So today we see that we have equality to a very great extent. The third wave of feminism, among the other things, I'm just taking up one thing, focused upon the fact that we have rights over the property. The property doesn't pass from the father to any other family member because there is no daughter. And if there is a daughter, she should also get the equal share of the property. That was the third wave of feminism. So today we are at a stage where our parents happily give us the equal share of property. And at the fourth stage of feminism today, the fourth wave, we are at the stage of empowerment. Not just to be a sense of powerful self, but also to empower others. A woman who doesn't just make a path for herself, but also she chooses to have a path. And therefore, as diverse as women we are, so diverse are the stages of feminism, the types of feminism. On one hand, we have liberal feminism, where a woman says, I want to be equal with that of a man. On the other side, there is radical feminism, where a woman says, I will break everything what the man has done because I want that place. That's radical feminism. There is other side which is called as ecofeminism, where a woman says that she is equal to the Mother Earth. As the Mother Earth is the source of how we survive, the mother is the source of everything. So similarly, there are so many different types of feminism. We may be as somebody following any of those types. But what is it that has enabled us to reach here today? A few books I would just like to mention. Mary Wollstonecraft's A Vindication of the Rights of Women was one of the first poignant books. And the main idea in that is that a woman should get education. It was as late as the 19th century that we had schools for girls. Even later, when women were allowed to go to the universities. So we are here having been a part of schools and colleges because of books like these, which vindicated that a woman has a right to go to a school and a college and not just be educated at home by some governess or nanny. And she also said that women should have proper careers, not just school teacher or a governess. As many as she wants to do, she must have that right to work. So today we see diverse careers. This is the power of that book. This is the power of Mary Wollstonecraft's book, The Vindication of the Rights of Women. When we then come to a very, very important book, that is Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own. If a woman wants to write and publish her work, what does she require? Peace of mind. 3-4 hours to sit and think of a story or a poem or a novel every day. Where will she get it? In the kitchen? In the drawing room? She needs a room of her own, a space of her own. So this was the book that said there are 2 things that women require if they want to be writers. That is, give them a room. and give them some money. You can't go begging for pen, paper, stationery, ink, all of that. You need that, and then you will be able to write. So provide the tools for the women as the tools are available easily for men. This is the second book, which is very important. Even today, we fight for that small space in our homes. We have the right to create that small corner in our home where we can sit comfortably and study, read, do what we like. Third important book which I'd like to mention among all the books within these 10 minutes, what I can state is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Most of you have read it, but I want to point out two things in that. The very important thing, Elizabeth Bennet, the protagonist, rejected the proposal of the very dashing young elegant Mr. Darcy. She had 4 other sisters. Her mother wanted her to get married, and here was a man at the door proposing to her, and she rejected. Why? Because he did not approve of her family. This is also a part of feminism, to know when to say no. Jane Austen's book, Pride and Prejudice, was one book, if read properly, can teach a woman when to say no. At the end, when he proposes the second time, she says yes. This time, why did she say yes? Because she knew that she was wrong in her thinking about him also. She had prejudice about him as well. She corrected herself. The one who proposed, Mr. Darcy, also changed. You should change when the man also changes. We expect that society will change both men and women. This is a book in which the hero and the heroine accept and reject. Both the things are shown to us. This is how it should be in the world. We can sometimes make mistakes, but we should be able to accept the facts which happen in society. This is very, very important. And let me I just like to even quote religious literature which has influenced me a lot. King Solomon is considered to be a great wise man. His book, The Song of Solomon's in the Bible, is a very small romance book which tells us about the relationship between a man and a woman. And in that, in the beginning, the woman says, "You are mine. You are my beloved. You are my beloved." And as the progress happens in the relationship, she eventually says, "I am yours." This is a very subtle change in understanding that in a man-woman relationship, the things are very dynamic and it can change. There is so much of happiness while you give and so much of happiness while you get. When to experience what is a very, very important thing. I'd like to end with one small poem, which is by Joaquin Miller. It says, "The Greatest Battle." Where is the greatest battle fought? It's written by a man. The best form of a woman's experience in society is that of a mother, because she becomes a person a role of a woman that anyone can accept is that of a mother. You never try to go over her or beyond. So this is this wonderful poem that says, "The greatest battle that ever was fought, shall I tell you where and when? On the maps of the world, you will not find it. It was fought by the mothers of men. Not with the cannon or the battle shot, not with the sword or the pen, not with eloquent words or thoughts from the wonderful minds of men, but deep down within a woman's heart, a heart that will not give up. Bravely, patiently, she bore her part, and that is the biggest battlefield." Thank you, everybody.
So this was so elegantly presented, ma'am. I thank you on behalf of all the viewers here as well as live. We are streaming live on Instagram and YouTube as well. So thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome on stage. Yes. There we madam. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Vishal Varya sir from LTI Rajkot Central Chapter and Anita John ma'am for providing me this opportunity to speak in front of all of you. There are three words which are focused today: literature, empowerment, and women. Literature mirrors prevailing ways of thinking, emotion, and behavior, encompassing societal norms, modes of expressions, and underlying assumptions. Empowerment is a multifaceted concept that can be applied across various areas. It may take a distinct forms when experienced on personal level compared to community-wide context. And women. In the words of Simone de Beauvoir, I quote, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman. No biological, psychological, or economical fate determines the figure that human female presence in the society. It is civilization as a whole that produces this creature." I unquote. Thus, it is the society that distinguishes between genders. It is the society which decides a distinct gender roles, and it is the society which is accused of suppressing women through its rules and regulations. But as literature gets influenced by the society and in turn influences it too, it has become a major tool in upliftment and empowering of women. Literature has profoundly shaped by the ongoing discourse on women's rights and equality, which has fueled feminist movements worldwide, and which were the movements which was very distinctly, briefly, but succinctly described by Tishana. I will not go into the details after that. Consequently, it is essential to examine literature as a medium that both mirrors and promotes issues of gender justice and women's empowerment. In many ways, women's literature serve as both reflection of and contribution to society's pursuit of gender equality and women's rights. So my focus today is Indian women writers who write in English. When it comes to English, we are so mesmerized, including me, by the English writers. One of the author which ma'am mentioned, which she very well knows, is my favorite, Jane Austen, and I've been thoroughly reading her. But thanks to this opportunity, I could delve into Indian women writers. Indian women writers have made significant contributions to the field of English literature. Both poets and novelists have produced a vast body of works in their pursuit of social recognition. Through their writing, they express frustration, discontent with the patriarchal structure of society. Their works serve as a reflection of long suppressed emotions and unspoken desires that have been accumulating over time. So, some notable Indian writers, women writers I'm going to talk about are Nayanthara Sehgal, Kamla Markanday, Shashi Deshpande, Shobha De, Manju Kapoor, Anita Desai, Bharati Mukherjee, and Ruth Prabha Jabwala. There are others, and don't worry, I'm not going to delve into details of each, but I'm just going to say a few words about their writing. The works primarily center on women's question, addressing issues related to gender and societal roles. They play a crucial role in shaping and influencing contemporary social consciousness. Their focus is on raising awareness about women's stature in society, exploring gender dynamics and societal challenges, crafting a unique literary voice. And that's why we are studying influence of literature in women empowerment. These writers have recognized the weakness of women, which is emotional vulnerability, and are showing them the path to empowerment through their writings, both ways, on a personal level as well as in context to society. Like, for example, if I quote Tishama, Jane Austen has written literature which empowers women on a personal level. When it comes to Mary Wollstonecraft and others, they are trying to empower women in context of society. Just like in our Indian writing, Kamala Harpendai portrays resilient women in her novels who maintain their identity and inner strength facing hardships. Her work, Nectar in Sea, portrays the hardships of a Rukmini. Rukmini is the main protagonist, a rural woman striving for survival. She encounters economic turmoil, her husband's infidelity, and her children's disobedience. Yet, she remains resilient and unwavering. Rather than escaping or retreating, she confronts life with exceptional strength. Similarly, in Anita Desai's The Flag of the Peacock. Now, The Nectarine Sea was first published in 1954 and Cry the Peacock was first published in 1963 by Anita. It was written by Anita Desai. There, the main protagonist, Maya, it is about Maya's struggle to find her place in society. All the women characters of Anita Desai are independent, intellectually evolved, and they possess a strong sense of self, be it Monisha in Voices of the City or Nanda Paul in Fire of the Mountain. A woman is seen as strong and empowered when she can make her choices and live her life on her own terms. This is what it is, this is what we believe, and this is what is written or shown in her novels. Shashi Deshpande's novel depicts women rebelling against rigid social and familial structures. In The Dark Hole's Terror, published in 1980, Saru, the protagonist, faces humiliation from her husband simply because she surpasses him intellectually and socially. With biting sarcasm, she tells schoolgirls, I quote, you can nag, complain, henpeck, whine, moan, but you can never be strong. That's a wrong thing, and you will be never forgiven. They will tell you about economic independence and independent identity. Forget the words. I unquote. Deshpande endows her female characters with immense strength which becomes their true prowess. So authors like Anita Desai and Shashi Pandey delve into the struggles of middle class families. Another prominent novelist, Manju Kapoor, wrote extensively about women's aspirations to break free from societal constraints. Her educated female protagonists strive for independence, self-identity while confronting patriarchy and gender inequality. She, through the character of Vidmati in Difficult Daughters, published in 1998, encourages women to speak out against male dominance and advocate for the right of education and financial independence. In a society where men create laws governing women, Veermati strives to establish her identity. Thus, there are others who have written, but to summarize, these writers have acknowledged the struggles of women, particularly their emotional vulnerability, and guide them toward empowerment through their works. The underlying message from women writers seem to be that just as these fictional characters confront discrimination, violence, hypocrisy, and exploitation, real women must also fight for their rights and assert their identities in a society where the scales are already tipped in the favor of men. Women must exhibit personal courage to claim their rightful place. These authors have taught us that women are powerful in voice, in manner, and in mind. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you so much, ma'am. I feel so humbled standing here in front of you and listening to all these things. I so very wish and hope that the women who are watching us live, they get to learn and they get an encouragement that our place is not just in the kitchen, but we can do wonders when we step out of the kitchen as well. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Javita ma'am, please. And ma'am, again, I need a small request if you can please introduce yourself before starting. Yeah, please. Hello and very beautiful good evening to Anita, Vishal sir, and all organizers, not to forget those speakers and literature loving audience present with us. Myself, Dr. Anita John, I am MD in homeopathy and I am practicing in homeopathy since last 20 years in Rajkot. I have written 6 books on homeopathy and other stories. My articles on homeopathy are published in various newspapers and magazines. My radio talk on various subjects broadcast time to time from all India into Rajkot. Currently, I am writing articles on parenting in Union newspaper, Anita. English Language Teachers Association of India, Rajkot chapter, has organized a very nice program for the women and by the women. I am thankful to organizers for giving me the opportunity to share stage with dignified speakers. As we know, today's subject is role of literature in women empowerment. I will go with both the languages, English and Gujarati, so it's comfortable for all of us. સાહિત્ય વિશે આપણે મોડા અર્થમાં જોઈએ તો કોઈ પણ લેખિત રચનાઓ હોય એને આપણે સાહિત્ય કહી શકીએ. સાહિત્યમાં પદ્ય અને ગદ્ય એ બંનેનો સમાવેશ થાય છે. કોઈ નાનો એવો ફકરો આપણે લખ્યો હોય તો એ પણ સાહિત્ય છે અને કોઈ સરસ મજાની નોવેલ એ પણ સાહિત્ય છે. કોઈ નાની કવિતા હોય કે કાવ્ય સંગ્રહ હોય કે મહાકાવ્ય એ બધું સાહિત્યની રચનાઓ કહી શકાય. સાહિત્યની આ નાની એવી વ્યાખ્યા છે. પણ સાહિત્ય શું સ્થાન ધરાવે છે સ્ત્રીના જીવનમાં? શા માટે સાહિત્યને વણી લેવામાં આવે છે સ્ત્રીના જીવનમાં અને એ જરૂરી છે? આવો એ વિશે પણ થોડી વાત કરીએ. બાળપણના તબક્કાથી આપણે વાતની શરૂઆત કરીએ. નાનું બાળક જ્યારે ભણતું હોય એ તબક્કે ગુજરાતી, ઇંગ્લિશ, હિન્દી આ બધા સબ્જેક્ટ્સમાં આવતા કાવ્યો કે વાર્તાઓ એના મનમાં સાહિત્યની એક છબી બનવી શરૂ થાય છે. આ તબક્કે બાળકને ઘરમાં કોઈ પ્રોત્સાહનની જરૂર હોય છે. વાર્તાઓ કે કાવ્યોની રુચિતા સમજવું એ ઝંખે છે કે કોઈ વધુ સારી રીતે આ બધું સમજાવે. સ્કૂલમાં આ વિશે જ્ઞાન મેળવતું બાળક ઘરે આવી પોતે મને સાહિત્ય વિશે વાત કરવા માંગે છે અને ત્યારે એ માતા તરફ સૌથી પહેલી નજર પહોંચાડે છે. માતાએ વાંચેલ સાહિત્ય આ તબક્કે ઉપયોગી થશે. બાળકને સાહિત્ય સાથેનો પરિચય એક માતા ખૂબ સારી રીતે કરાવી શકશે. અત્યારે પણ આપણે જોઈએ છે કે ઘણા બધા બાળકો છાપા પણ નથી વાંચતા અને મોબાઈલનું વળગાડ પણ ખૂબ વધે વધ્યું છે. તો આ તબક્કે એક માતા અને માતા ઉપરાંત ઘરની અન્ય સ્ત્રી સભ્યો બાળકને વિવિધ વાર્તાઓ કહીને સાહિત્ય પ્રત્યેની રુચિની શરૂઆત કરાવી શકે છે. માતા બનવું એ કુદરતે આપેલી એક અદ્ભુત શક્તિ છે and as we all know with great power comes great responsibility. લવકુશનો ઉછેર કરનાર સીતા માતા કે પછી જેના નામ પરથી આપણા ભારત દેશનું નામ પડ્યું કે ભરત રાજાનો ઉછેર કરનાર દેવી શકુંતલા તેઓ પણ સાહિત્ય દ્વારા સશક્ત બનેલ સ્ત્રીઓના જાણીતા ઉદાહરણો છે. માતા જીજાબાઈ અને મહાન શાસક શ્રી શિવાજી મહારાજ વિશે આપણે શું જાણીએ છીએ? જીજાબાઈએ શિવાજીને હાલરડાઓમાં શૂરતાગાઈ સંભળાવી. આમ સ્ત્રીના હાથમાં સમાજનું સર્જન કરવાની શક્તિ રહેલી છે એમ કહેવામાં કોઈ જ અતિશયોક્તિ નથી. એવું કહેવાય છે કે જે ઘરમાં લાઇબ્રેરી ના હોય એ ઘરમાં દીકરી પરણાવી નથી. પણ આજની દીકરીઓને મારે કહેવાનું તમે જે ઘરમાં પરણીને સાસરી જાઓ એ ઘરમાં એક સરસ મજાની લાઇબ્રેરી બનાવી આપો, પુસ્તકો વસાવો. હાથમાં પુસ્તકો લઈને વાંચવાની એક મજા જ અલગ છે અને ઘણા દુર્લભ પુસ્તકો આપણે મોબાઈલના માધ્યમથી મેળવી પણ શકીએ છીએ એટલે મોબાઈલ આપણે ક્રિટિસાઇઝ નથી કરતા. પ્રાચીન સમય અને સ્ત્રીઓની અને સાહિત્યની વાત કરીએ તો બૃહદારણ્યક ઉપનિષદમાં જનક રાજાની યજ્ઞ સભામાં દેવી ગાર્ગી અને યાજ્ઞવલ્ક્ય ઋષિનો સંવાદ છે. દેવી ગાર્ગી એક તત્વજ્ઞા વૈદિક કાળના એક તપસ્વી હતા. દેવી ગાર્ગી આપણા 4 વેદો પૈકી ઋગ્વેદની ઋચાઓ લખી હોવાનું પણ મનાય છે. પ્રાચીન સમયમાં જે સ્ત્રીઓ સાહિત્ય સાથે જોડાયેલ હતી તેમ અત્યારે પણ ઘણી સ્ત્રીઓનો સાહિત્યમાં અમૂલ્ય કદાચ છે. ઉદાહરણ સ્વરૂપે ગુજરાતી લેખિકાઓની વાત કરું તો કુંદનિકાબેન કાપડિયા જેમણે 7 પગલા આકાશમાં જેવી સુંદર નવલકથા લખી અને સાહિત્ય જગતને અમૂલ્ય પ્રદાન કર્યું. તેમના દ્વારા લિખિત આધ્યાત્મિક પુસ્તકો પણ અમૂલ્ય સાહિત્ય વારસો કહી શકાય. આ ઉપરાંત સુધામૂર્તિ, શોભાડે, કાજલ સાહિત્ય અને એન્ડલેસ નામ છે જે ઘણા જાણીતા સ્ત્રી સાહિત્યકારો છે. સ્ત્રી સશક્તિકરણ સ્ત્રીઓને અપાતું યોગ્ય શિક્ષણ તેમના દ્વારા તેમને તેમના હકો વિશેની જાણકારી તેમના નિર્ણય લેવાની સ્વતંત્રતા અને એ દ્વારા સ્ત્રીઓનું સામાજિક, આર્થિક, સાંસ્કૃતિક સ્તરે ઉત્થાન. અત્યારના સમયમાં સ્ત્રીઓ દરેક ક્ષેત્રમાં આગળ વધી રહી છે. કોઈ પણ સાહિત્ય જ્યારે સ્ત્રી દ્વારા વાંચવામાં આવે ત્યારે એના મન અને હૃદય સુધી પહોંચે છે. સાહિત્યમાં ભાષાનું પણ આપણે મહત્વ ગણીએ તો ગુજરાતી, અંગ્રેજી અને હિન્દી આ ત્રણેય ભાષાના સાહિત્ય દ્વારા આપણને ત્રણેય ભાષાતત્વ પ્રભુત્વ લાગે છે. એક સ્ત્રી, એક વાચિકા અને લેખિકા સાહિત્યના વાંચન અને લખાણ દ્વારા પોતાના માટે, પોતાના બાળક માટે અને પોતાના પરિવાર માટે એક મજબૂત પાયો બનાવે છે. And here I would say that literature helps women to explore their experiences in different areas like social, psychological, cultural, historical, etc., by which she will get new vision to her progress. Reading and writing literature will transform and empower women in different aspects of life. With literature, she will be able to listen to her inner self, and women empowerment is not only for her well-being, but also for well-being of society. સાહિત્ય અનેક પ્રકારનું હોય છે, જેમાં બાળ સાહિત્ય, કાવ્યો, ધાર્મિક પુસ્તકો, લોક સાહિત્ય, અભ્યાસને લગતું સાહિત્ય. અંતે and to end with famous quotes of some renowned female authors. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision is merely passing time. But vision and action together can change the world. These are the words by Sudha. Confidence doesn't mean that everything will go our way. It simply gives us the ability to accept failures that we will inevitably meet on our path and move forward with hope. This is again by Sudha. Murthy doesn't ever ask me where I am, even when I leave for the call at 6 a.m. and return at 10 p.m. That's why I think that every successful woman has an understanding man with her. This is by Sudha Murthy. And here I would like to appreciate my husband also. Because man that is behind but beside Radha. And men and women, they are not separate parts. એમના લોકોનું એક સાયુજ્ય હોય છે, એમના લોકોનું એક એવું બંધન હોય છે કે જે આપણે બધા સમજીને આગળ વધીએ તો એ સોસાયટી માટે સારી વસ્તુ છે. બધી બાબતો અવળી પડતી હોય ત્યારે હાસ્ય અને આનંદ કેમને ગુમાવો એ મને શીખો. આ સરસ વાક્ય છે કુલદનિકાબેન કાપડિયાની. ધગધગતી જ્વાળાઓ વચ્ચેથી પણ જેના હૃદયનું ફૂલ ખીલી શકે છે તેને હું નમસ્કાર કરું છું. આ વાક્ય પણ કુલદનિકાબેન કાપડિયાનું. શરત વગર સ્નેહ કરે એમને સાચવવા, કારણ કે એવા લોકો ભાગ્યે જ મળે છે. આ સરસ વાક્ય છે કાજલ મુસાફર. ઓડિયન્સ એન્ડ ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, ખૂબ સરસ વિષય સાથે આજની સાંજ પસાર થઈ રહી છે. હજી તો પણ ઘણું બધું કહેવાનું છે, પણ સમય મર્યાદાને પણ ધ્યાનમાં રાખીએ. So I end my speech here with this famous quotes, and I'm thankful to all the listeners for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am. So as Madam rightly said, today in the morning we got, as we all must have got, I also got many wishes from people. So my brother from, he is at Surat, and he wished me that happy Women's Day to my energetic and elegant sister. So I said, I wrote him back that your sister is energetic and elegant because she is supported by her energetic and elegant brother and son. I am a single mom, but I am what I am because my son has always been supported. So we are what we are because we are supported by our brothers and our father, our husbands. So let us also thank them to be with us in our journey. So thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to welcome Vaishali, ma'am. Yes. So before I hand over the mic to you, I would like to welcome, I missed the opportunity to welcome you. Yes, Vaishali.
I'm privileged to be a part of this wonderful event.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You, the audience.
Myself, Dr. Vishali Prasanya. I am right now assistant professor at West College. After 20 years of experience in computer science department. So I'm not much like with the literature people. After listening to like Lisa ma'am and Pavati ma'am, we feel like in the field of design, but we are in our field, but very close to the literature reading is my first hobby. So one when after listening, it was my privilege to listen to some. I say my 10 minutes I'm giving to you. It's a privilege to listen to you. So I was thinking like I was feeling like that. So wonderful those speakers. First of all, happy Women's Day to all the beautiful ladies that are here. And when we are talking about the women empowerment, yes, one more thing. I am an official trainer of empowerment of girls together. And I have served 18 years in Acme, and since last 3 years I have been next one. So before and now, I have done many workshops of empowerment. There's hundreds of girls we have gone to a workshop like this. But more like we have experience in empowerment is not like or it is not something that it has to be like experience, right? So I always tell to girls and students, it is not something or talking about equality or getting the rights, but it's rather it's something like a coexistence. And rather than why you are like fighting or something like the field of the thought. Already God has given that coexistence. Already you are superior because you are given the right of to give a birth to a baby. So that is your biggest to be a mother. So that is your biggest blessing from God. So with that and women empowerment when we talk about it is like a 365-day commitment. It's a journey, not a destination. So like we all are part of that particular lecture. And when we generally, especially on this day, and whenever we talk about women empowerment, generally we talk about the big names. If it is like the literature, then all these big names or a writer or whether we talk about Kalpana Chawla, Sunita Williams or Oprah Winfrey or anybody, John Indian author, we talk about very big names. But often I feel like we forget the people, we forget the ladies, we forget the women who are around us and who are really making a significant impact in our life. So they are in real sense, like we can say, a real empowerment of the women example. We should always take from around us. And mother is the best example of this, of the empowerment. So rather than taking, I have selected first when we were about to select the Rasmi Bansal and Sudhamurthy and Indian author, definitely foreign author are the top in the literature, definitely. But when we read like Indian writers, such writers like Sudhamurthy and many such, Rasmi Bansal and many are there, I feel, still you can see, I feel. So it's something like when we read them stories, what they have written, it's something I always think there is lots of emotions in them. So that specifically I can feel with the foreign writers and Indian writers, what I have experienced personally. So I was selecting the book, and as I said, whenever like we are talking about such literature, I feel that I should go with the best book. I should go with the best writer or something like that. And then I was searching that somebody already written Rusty Bansal, somebody already written Sudhamurthy. Then I said the options were less and less. And then as I feel like why not to talk about the writer who is around me. So says my mother. My mother has came along with me. She is a writer of the book Ramayana Prashnavali. It is in Gujarati. So that we all know that it has to be language is just a medium. But she has written excellently what her emotions and her thoughts about my daughter and the Ramayana, the literature, the ancient literature. Sorry. So I feel like just let me take the book that is written by my husband. So the book is like a Ramana Krishna. And as in my own resume also, there are so many favorite books in a list of my favorite books. But the first book, even in my professional resume, I have written the Ramayana. That is my most favorite book. In both of my pregnancy, I have written read Ramayana thoroughly before also, and it has touched and it has changed my life. All the women characters in it, like, uh, like it has empowerment, has given empowerment to me in a real sense. So I feel like that book has also touched my daughter, and my mother has written a Ramayana Krishna about it. So it is among the first of in the history of all this first time a unique book with for kids like who are very new for them like Murari Bapu's Ramayana or Tulsi Das Ramayana is very routine or easy for us to read. But for small kids, if we want them to inculcate towards our ancient literature, it will be very difficult for them. So this book has saved after she has written, it is reviewed by so many kids and mothers that it is a wonderful book and your mother has done a fantastic job for a kids. It is a very small book of 180 pages and very small questions which very small kids can understand about Ramayana. And all the all the kand are covered from the Bal Kand to every kand is covered in that. So it's and before that she has a wonderful wisdom about my and the whole Ramayana is being as it is impactful to someone's life. And many kids have started reading it and towards the what we can say is towards the they have gaining interest towards the ancient literature. Otherwise, we know when we bring our kids, my board kids are members of all the lectures of Pakistan, Babu but when we take them for the to the library and when they are given the choice for a selection, what they select, I think that we don't know. Jerry wants to or so many other such authors are there. And if I tell to pick up some Gujarati because I want that's a mother tongue. So after every 3 or 4 books, you must select one book with a mother tongue. That is Gujarati. Even though Modu Bagata is selected, but still that is a she has went up to 11 years. She has written 350. हमारी विद्यार्थी अनुष्ठान से क्या सुनी मैंने 550 रेटिंग बुक बाजी थी मैं 50 साइड बुक सुधा मूर्ति आई के लिटरी वाला है नानी नानी पर बुक बाजी and library में चाहिए मैं कहूँ तो पे start book English now it's my turn to select so I will select I के लिटरी वाला Gujarati otherwise they will be always selecting them so there are so many good stories from like Sudha Murthy I am very big fan of Sivan Rainbow is a book of women entrepreneurs that has a fantastic book which I liked much. And from that big story, I select that is a very big discussion. But in short, so rather than selecting anything, the first book which I like is definitely written by my mother because it has impacted a lot of children and have given an interest in the Indian literature and our own epic drama. So that's all. Thank you. And that is good if you follow because we are in that.
So thank you, Isharina. Thank you. I would like to thank you once again to give us the live example of no matter how strong we are, when it comes to our near and dear ones, we are as good as a coconut. Yes, we always tend to be so soft for them, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to see that side of it. Thank you. And now I would like to welcome Rita ma'am. So please come and do your ma'am.
First of all, happy Women's Day. બહુ બધું આગળ પ્રસ્તાવના નહીં કરું કે બધાને વેલકમ ને બધું આપણું ટ્રેન્ડ થઈ ગયું છે એટલા માટે તો થોડુંક વધારે કહી શકાય એના માટે. ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ હું પણ આવી રીતના બે મિક્સ લેંગ્વેજમાં કહીશ. I think Gujarati is more comfortable. Just seeing few members like your mom and okay. મારે એકચ્યુઅલી મેં કહેલું હતું કે હું એક રિયલ સ્ટોરી જ કહીશ. રિયલ સ્ટોરી કહીશ એની પહેલા એક બે વાત નાનકડી કહીશ. ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ આપણે જે બધી વાતો કરશું એમ્પાવરમેન્ટ આ તે we all know આપણે બધાને શું જોઈએ છે. આફ્ટર all you need is love. And as a maths teacher, I have created one equation that is my most favorite. That is life minus love equal to 0. So that is my own creation. And after that, I love many books. I also a reader. And તમને એક બુક છે જે બધાને યુઝફુલ થાય એવી છે કે જે તમે પેરેન્ટિંગમાં બી યુઝ થાય, રિલેશનશિપમાં બી યુઝ થાય, એની સ્ટેજ તમે યુઝ કરી શકો. એ બુક છે 5 લવ લેંગ્વેજીસ. ધેટ ઇઝ માય મોસ્ટ ફેવરિટ. અને હમણાં થોડા દિવસ પહેલા જ અહીંયા આપણી જે રઘુભાઈ લાઇબ્રેરી છે ત્યાં મેં પેરેન્ટિંગનો બી સેશન લીધેલો. ત્યારે મેં આ બુક વિશે એમાંથી થોડા ટિપ્સ આપેલી કે 5 લેંગ્વેજીસ ઓફ લવ ફોર ચિલ્ડ્રન. પણ આમાં એવા છે હું 5 પોઈન્ટ જ કહીશ, પછી ડીપમાં તો તમે લોકો બધું ગૂગલમાં ઘણું બધું મળશે. મારે જે રિયલ કેવું છે એ નહીં મળે ગૂગલમાં કે જે હું કહેવાની છું લાઈવ સ્ટોરી. તો એ જે બુક છે 5 લવ લેંગ્વેજીસ એના તમને 5 પોઈન્ટ જ કહીશ કે જેમાં બહુ કઈ વાત નહીં થાય. એમાં ફર્સ્ટ છે ફિઝિકલ ટચ. આ જે બધા પોઈન્ટ્સ છે ને એ તમે બધાની સાથે રિલેટ કરી શકો. લાઈક તમારા ચાઇલ્ડ સાથે કોઈ મમ બનવાના છે, વુડ બી અત્યારે તમે ગ્રાન્ડ ચિલ્ડ્રન માટે કે તમારા રિલેશનશિપમાં બધામાં આ યુઝ થશે. ફિઝિકલ ટચ એટલે આપણને બધાને ક્યાં ને ક્યાં બીજા રિલેશનશિપમાં કઈ બી રિલેશનશિપમાં મધરમાં કે આપણા જે મેટ્સ છે કઈ બી, તો આ 5 પોઈન્ટ આપણે સમજી લેશું ને તો બહુ ઈઝી થશે. કઈ બી જે રિલેશનશિપમાં કઈ ઇશ્યુઝ આપણને આવતા હોય નાના મોટા. હવે ઘણા લોકોને એવું હોય કે ફિઝિકલ ટચ છે કે લાઈક આપણે મળીએ તો કોઈને હગ ગમે છે કંઈ કરે હાઈ. તો તમે જે આ 5 વસ્તુ હોય એમાં તમે આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરશો ને તો તમારું બહુ ઈઝી થશે. ફર્સ્ટ છે ફિઝિકલ ટચ. સેકન્ડ વર્ડ છે વર્ડ્સ ઓફ એપ્રિશિએશન. ઘણા લોકોને એવું છે ફિઝિકલ ટચ ચિલ્ડ્રનમાં બી છે કે ટીનેજર ગર્લ્સમાં છે તો એ લોકોને વર્ડ્સ ઓફ એપ્રિશિએશન છે કે એમાં એ લોકોને મજા આવતી હોય કે લાઈક તમે કહો વાવ યુ આર અ ગુડ બોય, યુ આર અ ગુડ ગર્લ, કે તમે એને પોઝિટિવ આપો. ઘણા લોકો એવું કહી દે તું તો સાવ ડોબો છે, તું તો સાવ ડોબી છે. તો એ લોકોના માઇન્ડમાં એવું થાય કે સાચી એવું હશે. તો આપણે કહેવાનું છે જે વર્ડ્સ કહેવાના છે એ affirmation, positive affirmation. After that, quality time. That is most precious point that I understand. Quality time. તમે કાંઈને બી તમારા પાર્ટનર છે કે ચિલ્ડ્રન છે કે તમારા જે ટીનેજર ગર્લ કે બોયઝ છે તો તમે ક્વોન્ટિટી ઇઝ મોર ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ ધેન ક્વોલિટી. ઘણી વખત એવું થાય કે ઘણા લોકો રિગ્રેટ કરતા હોય, સ્પેશિયલી જે વર્કિંગ લેડીઝ છે કે અમે અમારા કિડ્સને ટાઈમ નથી આપી શકતી. બટ એવું નથી, તમે 1 કલાક આપશો એ તમારી ક્વોલિટી ટાઈમ હશે, તમે એની સાથે સ્પેન્ડ કરશો. અને જે ઘણી વાર એવું નથી કે હું તો હોમ મેકર છું, ટ્યુટર છું, એટલે બધું મેં એન્જોય કરેલું છે. તો તમે આખો દિવસ સાથે રહીને ટાઈમ નથી આપતા એના કરતા બેટર કે તમે ભલે જ 1 કલાક આપશો પણ એ ક્વોલિટી હશે. તો ઘણા ચિલ્ડ્રનને એવું હોય કે પાર્ટનરને એવું હોય કે they want your time. After that, act of service. Act of service એટલે ઘણા લોકોને એમાં મજા આવે તમે એની સાથે કામ કરો, ચિલ્ડ્રનની સાથે તમે એની સાથે કઈ ગેમ્સ રમો, કલરિંગ કરતા હોય તો તમે સાથે કરો. પાર્ટનર છે તો એ તમને કિચનમાં હેલ્પ કરે, તમે એના કામમાં હેલ્પ કરો. તો એ બી એક લવ લેંગ્વેજ છે. એ બી એક લવ લેંગ્વેજ છે કે તમે એને એક એક્ટ ઓફ સર્વિસ એ રીતે કરો મદદ. અને લાસ્ટ વન છે ગિફ્ટ. તો ગિફ્ટ એવું છે આપણે આવે ને ત્યારથી આપણે જોઈએ છે આમાં શું હશે આમાં શું હશે. પણ એ લાસ્ટ પ્રાયોરિટી છે આપણી કે ગિફ્ટ બી બધાને ગમતી હોય. હવે તમારા પાર્ટનરને અથવા તમારા ચિલ્ડ્રનને કે જે બી તમારા કોન્ટેક્ટમાં જે પીપલ છે, ફ્રેન્ડ્સ છે, ફેમિલી છે, એને શું ગમે છે. આ 5 જે મેં લવ લેંગ્વેજ કીધી હું રિપીટ કરું છું ખાલી. ફર્સ્ટ વન ફિઝિકલ ટચ, સેકન્ડ વન કોઈ કહેશે? વર્ડ્સ ઓફ એપ્રિશિએશન. થર્ડ વન ક્વોલિટી ટાઈમ. ફોર્થ વન એક્ટ ઓફ સર્વિસ. અને ફિફ્થ વન ગિફ્ટ. તો આ 5 વસ્તુમાં તમે વિચારશો ને તો આનાથી મને છઠ્ઠું નથી મળ્યું. જેમ કે આ ડેરી જન્માના બુક લખેલી છે, બહુ રિસર્ચ કરીને જ લખેલી હશે, એટલે મેં બહુ એમાં એટલો ઊંડાણપૂર્વક જવાનો પ્રયત્ન નથી કર્યો તો હું છઠ્ઠી લેંગ્વેજ ફાઇન કરું. બટ તમે હવે ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરજો તમારી ડે ટુ ડે લાઈફમાં, તો કાંઈ ને કાંઈ એવું નથી કે એક જ લેંગ્વેજ કોઈની હોય. લવ લેંગ્વેજ છે કોઈની 2 હશે, કોઈની 3 હશે, કોઈની બધી બી હોય. એટલે ઇટ ડિપેન્ડ તમારે આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરવું છે. બસ હવે બુક તો બહુ બધી ઘણી બધી છે, એના વિશે વાત કરવા પહેલા મેં તમને જે કહેલું કે હું તમને જે રિયલ સ્ટોરી કહીશ કે જે હમણાં જ મારી પહેલાના જે સ્પીકર ગયા ડોક્ટર વૈશાલી પછવાડિયા, એની આંખમાં આંસુ તમે થોડા જોયા. શું કામ? ઇમોશનલ થઈ ગયા. એ મારા ટીચર છે, આમ તો એ મારા કરતા યંગર છે. મારી સ્ટોરી કહું તો બી એટલી જ છે, પણ અત્યારે હું આપણે કંઈક નેક્સ્ટમાં કરીશું કે મેં મેરેજ પછી જ માસ્ટર કરેલું છે કમ્પ્યુટરમાં, બેચલર કમ્પ્યુટરમાં કરેલું છે, સિવિલ એન્જિનિયરિંગ કરેલું છે, ડિપ્લોમા યોગા કરેલું છે. Still I am studying many things because lifelong learning is a defect of anti-aging. અને મારે 26 વર્ષનો દીકરો છે એ તો એટલા માટે મારે તો 16 છે, 16 પ્લસ એક્સપિરિયન્સ. હવે હું આમની સ્ટોરી થોડીક મને બી આંખમાં આંસુ લે કે બધાને આંખમાં આંસુ લે છે. એમની જે ડોટરની વાત કરેલી ને એમણે, એની ડોટર અત્યારે નથી આ દુનિયામાં, એટલે મારા માટે કેવું ઘણું ડિફિકલ્ટ છે. પણ એ મારી પણ એટલી જ હતી જેને કહેવાય કે મારી ઘરે બહુ રહેલી છે. હું મેથ્સ ભણાવતી એને એક બહુ ખરાબ રોડ એક્સિડન્ટ થયેલો 2017માં. એના મમ્મી બી છે સાથે, અને એક્સિડન્ટમાં એ લોકો 3 જણા જતા ગાડીમાં. એક એના ફ્રેન્ડ હતા, ફ્રેન્ડની ડોટરને મળવા, આની ડોટરની એજની જ હતી 11 વર્ષની પર. અને એનો એક્સિડન્ટ થયો 15 સપ્ટેમ્બર 2017 એન્ડ મને પણ મારો બર્થડે 15 સપ્ટેમ્બર છે, એટલે એ દિવસ મને બહુ સેડ હોય કે એ દિવસે મેં એની સાથે વાત બી કરેલી. એક્સિડન્ટ થયો સેમ, હું દુબઈ હતી ત્યારે, મને આ બધું વિઝ્યુઅલાઇઝ થાય. હવે એ એક્સિડન્ટમાંથી આમની તો હાલત હતી ને અનબિલીવેબલ કે ડોક્ટરને એવું હતું કે આ નહીં બચે, કોઈ બચી જશે. એક્સિડન્ટમાં એ એક્સપાયર થઈ ગઈ. એની ફ્રેન્ડ હતી એમની, એ પણ એક્સપાયર થઈ ગઈ. આ જીવા છે કેમ ને કે મિરેકલ રહી શકે. મિરેકલ એટલે મેં તો મારી લાઈફમાં જોયું, એના મમ્મી બી સાથે છે કે એને એના બધા હાડકાનો ગોથલો ભગવાને ભેગો કર્યો હોય ને, બધા એના મલ્ટી ફ્રેક્ચર છે કે તમે જોશો તો બધા એના હાથમાં થોડું બધી જગ્યાએ સ્ટીચીસ આવે. અને હું એની ઘરે રોજ જતી 3-4 મહિના સુધી. એની એવી સિચ્યુએશન હતી ને કે તમે એવું વિચારી શકો કે જે માએ પોતાની દીકરીને કોઈ 11 વર્ષની, તો એની સિચ્યુએશન શું હોય. અનબિલીવેબલ. એની હાલત એવી હતી, બેડ રેસ્ટ હતો કે આમ સૂતા હોય ને તો એને તમારે ઊભા કરવા હોય ને તો એ બે જોઈએ, એના મમ્મી ને હું ભાઈ બેઠો છે 3 મહિના સુધી. અને એ જે જીવતા છે એમ કહેવાય ને કે કોઈની સાથે બોલવું ના ગમતું કે ભગવાને મારી સાથે શું કામ આપ્યું. અમે લોકો ઘણું ડિસ્કશન કરતા, ઘણી બુક્સ રીડ કે આવું કેમ થયું, ઘણી બધી. પણ એ બધું તો બહુ ડીપ છે, એના માટે આપણે બહુ બધો ટાઈમ જોઈએ. પણ રોજ અમે શું કરીએ, એને કોઈ ના ગમતું, રૂમ બંધ કરી અમે દો, એટલે અમે બંને બુકની વાતો કરીએ કે હું કઈ બુક વાંચું એ સાંભળે. આપણે ઓલી બુક મેં તમને જે એકલો જાને રે છે ડોક્ટર શરદ ઠાકરે લખી છે, બહુ ફાઇન બુક છે. મેં તો એટલી બધી વાંચેલી છે અને ગિફ્ટ કરેલી છે, અને બહુ મોટી બુક છે. પણ મેં એક રાત આખી રાત જાગીને મેં બુક વાંચેલી છે. એટલી ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ છે, તમે પણ વાંચજો ટાઈમ મળે તો. એટલે એમાંથી બહાર આવ્યા છે. મારો કહેવાનો મતલબ એ છે કે એની જે સિચ્યુએશન તમે માનો છો કે ઊભા ન થઈ શકતા, એમાંથી દોડવું કેટલું ડિફિકલ્ટ છે. એ આત્મીયમાં ઘણા વર્ષો એને પ્રોફેસર હતા, મારા અત્યારે ટીચર બી હતા, મેં માસ્ટર કર્યું ત્યારે. અત્યારે તો હવે બહુ જ એનું એમ કહેવાય ને કે સ્ટ્રોંગેસ્ટ લેડી રાજકોટમાં તો નહીં, ગુજરાતમાં હું કહી શકું કદાચ દુનિયામાં બી, કે આટલું લોસ કરી. અને મારા તો ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, ફિલોસોફર, ગાઈડ્સ, ફોર્સ એન્ડ સોર્સ ઓફ ઇન્સ્પિરેશન વોટ એવર. એટલે મેં કીધું કે હાજર છે તો હું શું કામ એજ ના આપું. અને અત્યારે એ એમ કહે ને એના 5 વર્ષનો દીકરો છે નાનકડો, પલ અને પરમ. એટલે એકદમ ફાઇન, નોર્મલ, અને બીજાને મોટિવેટ કરે છે. તમે જોયું હમણાં એટલે. અને એના મમ્મી છે, હમણાં નેક્સ્ટ ઇવેન્ટ અમારી ક્રાઇસ્ટ સ્ટુડન્ટ હ્યુમન લાઇબ્રેરી છે, એના મમ્મીનો બી એક અત્યારે એનું એક બુક છે. અને હ્યુમન લાઇબ્રેરી અમે આપણે વિનુસર ને બધા જે ફર્સ્ટ ચેપ્ટર હતું તેમાં અમે લોકો સાથે બધા બુક હતા. પોલિયાના વિશે મેં કહેલું કે જાજુ નહીં કહું, પોલિયાના બી મારી એટલી જ ફેવરેટ છે. તમે ક્યારેક ટાઈમ મળે તો વાંચજો કે પોલિયાના એક્સ્ટ્રીમલી પોઝિટિવ કેમ રહેવું ને. હવે તમે એમ કહો, મને જ હમણાં 2 વર્ષ પહેલા મારે એક્સિડન્ટ થયું, પગમાં પ્લેટ આવી, 1 વર્ષ ઓલમોસ્ટ બેડ રેસ્ટ. તેમાં શું સારું થયું, તો બધા મને મળવા આવે, આ લોકો જેમ બધા જે હું એને મળવા જતી એની મને મોટિવેટ કરવા આવે, સેલ્ફ મોટિવેટેડ. એમાં હું કહું ના, મને બહુ મજા આવે છે. કેટલી મજા આવે છે. બુક વાંચવા મળે તમને, બેડ રેસ્ટમાં કોઈ પલંગમાં ખાવા પીવાનું આપી જાય, બુક વાંચો, મોબાઈલ કરો, આનાથી લક્ઝરી શું જોઈએ લાઈફમાં. એટલે પોલિયાના છે એક્સ્ટ્રીમલી પોઝિટિવલી એવું કે મારો તો એક જ પગ ભાંગ્યો છે, તો મારો બીજો પગ સાજો છે, હાથ પગ સાજો છે. કાંઈ બી નાની મોટી વસ્તુ તમારી લાઈફમાં કઈ એવી આવે કે તમને જે કંઈક અપસેટ કરે, તો તમારે યાદ કરવાનું કે એમાં પોઝિટિવ શું છે. પોલિયાનાની બુકમાં એવું બધું છે કે એને અંદર રૂમમાં રાખી હતી કે કર્ટેન્સ નતા, તો બી એને પોઝિટિવ લીધું. કર્ટેન્સ નથી તો કેટલું સારું છે, મને આ બધું બહારનું દ્રશ્ય કેટલું જોવા મળે છે. તો મારે વધારે નહીં કહું, એટલું જ કહીશ કે લો ઓફ અટ્રેક્શન જેમ ધ સિક્રેટ બુક નો છે, તો તમે જે અટ્રેક્ટ કરશો એ તમને મળશે જ. મને તો એટલા એક્સપિરિયન્સ છે, મને જે ખાવું હોય વિચારું ને, હું બનાવું નહીં તો ક્યાંકથી આવી જાય. થેન્ક યુ એવરીવન. અને એક લાસ્ટમાં હું છે ને ઈશિતા છે, જે બધું આપણે વુમન એમ્પાવરમેન્ટ નું કીધું ને, એમાં એને બેન વિશે બહુ સરસ સવારે મેસેજ કરેલો છે, બહુ નાનકડો કંઈક છે કે થેન્ક યુ ઓલ ધ મેન who inspired of growing up patriarchal culture are breaking the stereotype. They care and support their woman as a father, as a son, as a friend, as a brother, husband, boss, and colleague. So, heartfelt appreciation. Continue being our support pillars. Thank you.
So thank you so much, ma'am. So before I call the last but not the least speaker, can I take this permission from Vishal sir and Minister to give a small token of thanks to Madam for writing such a beautiful book for Meenu sir, please. Ma'am,
author over here, you just have to press.
Tamara mother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So this is actual woman empowerment. We read so many books, so many things, but when we have live examples. Ma'am, when Vaishali ma'am, when you were talking, when you were giving us the small speech, you said that you got goosebumps when you talk about authors. Literally, we got goosebumps when we heard about you. So you are the actual hero of our society, ma'am. We read books, you are the yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I know this is such a, it would have shattered you to once again live this phase, but thank you so much.
So good and nice people. I'm blessed to always have a fantastic people around.
Yes. Yeah, before we call ma'am, yes. So last but not the least, yes, please.
Okay, so it's my turn. It feels like I'm the last venture. I'm confident to know it's your turn. Then, I connect to you very preciously and lots of love energy to you before I start. Okay, a small introduction. Usually, I give this in all my sessions or the training programs what I conduct. I am, before I start, I have a very bad throat since 15 days. This is not my original voice. Otherwise, my voice दूसरे रूम में भी सुनाई देती है, right? Still it is good. Yeah, it is better, right? Because I have to come and speak here. So I'm Professor Rachita Mehta. Actually born and brought up from Mumbai. Done my schooling and collegiate from Mumbai. At present, of course, still the journey is continuing of learning and doing my PhD from Navrashna University, Baroda. I've been working as a trainer, come placement cell head, or you can say placement cell, been associated in this form of work since 14 years now. Earlier have been working with renowned good colleges of Marwari, Darshan, and recently joined with Gandhi Vidyapeeth. So before I start, again a small introduction. I'm a very passionate trainer. So when it came to this word literature, I just called up Anita John. Literature. Of course, I read books, but this word, literature. And I was like, we both were conversating. Ma'am, let's give it a try. She just told me, let's give it a try. But I did not realize actually how closely I am knitted to the literature world. I sat at one corner and started writing my story. It took me around 1 hour to write these 4 pages. And then I realized, yeah, I have read so many books and I don't even realize that. And today I just want to continue this form of literature or the role of literature which has empowered me. And I'm passing on this legacy to my students. And in every training program, I pass it on to them. Right? So today I just want to alive or make alive that small child within me. Right? So when I start, hello, my dear friends, educationists, members of Time, and to all lovely women out here, happy Women's International Day or International Women's Day. When I say Women's Day, for me every day is Women's Day, right? Because we all women with great understanding, with great power, with great growth, with great knowledge, we are into various roles. We are housemaker, we are teachers, we are daughter, we are daughter-in-laws, and above all, many of you would be even mother-in-laws too, right? So let me go ahead. A very beautiful quote which is very close to my heart. That we all are actually Tattvamasi. I love to connect with the Sanskrit quotes too because I read them. So if I want to actually elaborate this, I can say you are that infinite essence. Every woman sitting out here, you're that infinite essence that connects to all the existence. Sabhi se connected hua. Every existence se connected ho. Now let me start this session with my journey. When I say literature, right in the first standard or the second standard, the word meaning what we come to know from the dictionary is that something which is connected to art, stories, poetries or poems, right? So I would just like to put up this word connects to me or through my childhood, being a Mumbaikar, being an 80s kid and studied in Maharashtra, and the book, English textbook, Pal Bharti. The moment I looked at it, oh my God, Pal Bharti, that book, every Mumbaikar studies as an English textbook. And believe me, it has such beautiful, lovely stories. And it is very close to my heart. Every standard, I used to wait to read the English textbook rather than not much into maths, like you. So there is always a division in this textbook, prose and poems. This one book has always focused we all kids towards the stories we read in a chapter form and have delved the interest and roots through it, right? Then reading the Navneet Digest till I grow older, okay? And just to get the answers, you connect the stories with the Navneet Digest. Now still, as I grow into my teens, I have read Cinderella, I have read Little Red Riding Hood, I have read The Ugly Duckling, Three Little Pigs, Hansel and Gretel, and it goes on. It doesn't stop. Okay? Followed by the genre of teens. Beautiful teenage. I think so. We were blessed because there was no internet. It was beautiful. Right? And we read the Pretty Betty. Can you tell me from the which book? Archie's, Veronica and Betty. From the Archie's comics. And then came Nancy too. Then came Charlie the Chocolate Factory, most famous book of Roald Dahl. Okay. Then came Ruskin Bond. I love, he's an amazing author. and I got an opportunity and met him also. Okay, he stays in Himachal. Okay, Ruskin Bond. Many famous books like Maharani and of course Road to Missouri. So later followed by books of Kushwant Singh and Amrita Preetham. So till the age of 20, यार सही में मैंने इतनी books पढ़ी है. I realized literature I'm connected. I am connected. Let's go ahead. Wow, that's what a face. Have no words to express. This made me realize while I was preparing how close knitted I am with the literature. I read right from my childhood. So many stories I have to share. And actually, I use this in every training program I train my students because those stories are connected, as you said. It's the real thought, real learning of childhood, which never erases. Never erases. Okay, let's still go ahead. Have always, I can always say that it has given me wings of confidence and content. When your content is strong, everything falls at its place. That's what we actually understand. If a literature teacher is there, she has to explain the story in such a way that it should be connected. That's it. So now I come to the book which is very close to my heart. Now, of course, I've grown big. I have been reading many authors. But again, Indian authors have always taken the first rank in my heart. And I have been reading Sudha Murthy and I'm a great fan of hers. A great means I have no words. Whether you tell me, I said that inner child, I'm going to keep it alive throughout. Let's go ahead. One of my favorite books is Mahasweta, okay, by Sudha Murthy. A small brief about her. She is an engineer, author, and a philanthropist. Wife of a co-founder Infosys. We all know that. Narayan Murthy. Murthy was nominated and she's a member of parliament already. And she is already been awarded as Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri both. Right? So she has been doing literature work for more than, she's written almost 40 to 45 books. And you won't believe this. 25 books of hers is on women. And can you guess how this connection is there? Now the real literature connection, let me take you to the scene. She was living in a village where she loved hearing her grandma, akka, and appa, the South Indian version of grandfather and mother. She loved hearing them. Those stories she is recollecting of her childhood and she is penning it down. How I remember grandmother. Yes. So those are life stories. Real literature is there. And you need to hear it. You need to hear it. So that's what I can say. She has written, of course, have been got many awards also. Let's go to the character now. Mahasweta is an inspiring novel. We all know that. Of resilience and self-discovery. The story follows about a girl, Anupama. She's beautiful. And I love that cover of the book also. Beautiful, gorgeous, long hair and a beautiful female. And she gets married. A young, intelligent woman who gets married to a doctor with the dreams of happy life. However, her world shatters when she is diagnosed with leukoderma, a skin condition, a small patch on her feet. Now, what happens next? As we know, in the traditional homes, they would not accept her easily, right? She was abandoned by her uncaring in-laws, an insensitive husband, and she was actually put out of her house and she faced rejection and humiliation. She had to go, or she was forced to return back to her father's home in a village. Okay? After returning back home in a village, the social stigma to live with her parents, her stepmom continuously actually barbed her and continuously hinted her in a very wrong way. So basically, one fine day, while she was sitting alone, she was so sad, she determined that I will get a suicide done. I am over. This world is not for me. But something came in her mind. She sat alone in a mundane of her room. And there is where the connection happened. Who am I? I am Anupama. I am Mahasweta. I am a character where I have to build my own character. Self-love. Where is that She decides not to suicide. She cancels the suicide. She goes to Mumbai. It was very hard journey for her, where she finds strength, independence, and a new purpose. And above all, the promise of an enduring friendship. Mahasweta is an inspiring story of courage in the face of betrayal and disappointment. This poignant tale offers to those who suffer prejudice even in society today. Right? So why I love this story? Through her journey, the novel highlights the importance of self-worth. Okay? Breaking societal norms and embracing life despite hardship. This book literally made me understand the zest and the value of women's journey till she realizes that she is independent emotionally and financially. So that recognition should come within us also. And I believe the moment I read this book and I was like, yes, that's it. And this financial independence plays a very vital role for every woman. We talk about empowerment, but actual empowerment is two things, and that is emotion and your financial. If these two are balanced, you're a successful woman. Let me make it very clear. And you can be a housekeeper also at the same time. Okay? So, as a woman, the literature has groomed me into a passionate professional. The words, the motivation, the connect, the situation, which make you feel it can happen to any woman. That empathetic feeling has brought the emotional and financial independence, which I already spoke. While concluding, want to give message to every reader, whether women or men. Just pick a book and read. You don't know which book will change your world. You don't know what will happen. And that's the reality. And it's not about being an Indian author or a foreign author. Just read. I tell the same sentence to my students. Just one incident. Today I had a lecture with the homeopathy students of first year. They're from the small center, the college where I teach. Literature word, I spoke in front of them. You're welcome to my session. Please come in the evening. First thing they told, Madam, literature such hai. So I had to make them explain in Gujarati. Ki beta tame je books padho છો, just एक English word છે. So there is where it starts from recognition of vocabulary and the words. So by concluding, I know I don't have students out over here, but I have the parents out here. So there is only one technique. What we expect from our students, an engineer should never go and pick up a book to read. Otherwise, engineering can be read time. No, there is a technique of reading a book. Every book you pick up, it's going to be only 15 and 18 chapters. Every day, only 20 minutes. The child has to just pick up a book, make a rough book, write the difficult words, write the meaning, make a dictionary. That means by full completion of books, they will have almost 300 strong words known in English. And that is where the journey of reading starts and it becomes more stronger. So my dear, lovely audience, I would just like to end with one small poem which I have written. So please, I love to write also. I write a lot in Hindi, but I don't know publish kab hoga. Pehle PhD khatam kalte hain. Yes. So a small poem. You, pretty woman. You, hey, there I'm talking to you. You are amazing as you are. You are stronger than you know. You are more beautiful than you think. Worthier than you believe. You are more loved than even you can imagine. Passionate about making a real life difference. You are fiery when protecting those you love. So always learning, growing, not alone. The whole family, it is said, the whole family gets educated if the mother or the lady of the house is educated. Right? You are giving generous goals. So hey, you, be strong, be confident, just be you. The world will hold. That's it. So I just want to end with one of my favorite quote. Again, I'm a very strong Sadhguru follower. So recently I just heard him saying this during Mahashivratri. Shakti ही शिव है. We are the part of both. In our body, we say now one side is Shakti and one side is Shiv. Shiv ही शक्ति है. या I can say शक्ति ही शिव है, शिव ही शक्ति है तू. नहीं तो शिव भी शव है. If the existence of lady is not there, even Shivji is without. He's just a body. He's shav. So that's it. You are all Shakti and keep that Shakti energy very on. Thank you. God, I saved my throat.
So we were all blessed with so many good speakers and their visions. And now I would like to invite Dean sir to say a few words.
I've read that the greatest battles are fought with the silent chambers of the soul. Now, when these battles are fought in the soul, you need some ventilation point, and that ventilation point is art. And when I use the word art, I'm very conscious of the fact that I not only use art with reference to visual arts or photography. The word art is extended to other disciplines, including literature, which is then sub-branched into prose and poetry. I'm going to read a poem, and before I read the poem, I want you to understand a vernacular word called tabba. Tabba is a word where the poet is used for those people who just couch on the sofa, do nothing, and when someone else does the work, these people they act out as dragons. That's the first thing we need to understand while I use the word tabba. The second thing is this poem could be in reference to a woman who is striving to achieve something and the reaction of society towards that act of kindness, love, or professional or any other pursuit of life. The poem is ક્યારેક મારી સાંજમાં કોઈકને સવાર દેખાય છે. ક્યારેક મારી સાંજમાં કોઈકને સવાર દેખાય છે ને મારી ઘણી કહાની લખાયા પહેલા જ ભૂસાય છે. ક્યારેક મારી સાંજમાં કોઈકને સવાર દેખાય છે ને મારી ઘણી કહાની લખાયા પહેલા જ ભૂસાય છે. પણ દોસ્ત કહી દો તેમને, પણ દોસ્ત કહી દો તેમને કે મારી કલમમાં મને તલવાર દેખાય છે. અને શું ખબર એમને કે મજા તો મધ દરિયામાં છે. શું ખબર એમને કે મજા તો મધ દરિયામાં છે, કિનારે તો માત્ર પગ જ ભીના. અને ક્યાં પહોંચવું તું અને ક્યાં ક્યાં પહોંચી ગયા. આપણે જેટલી લેડીઝ ને આજે વાત કરી, ક્યાં પહોંચવું તું ને ક્યાં ક્યાં પહોંચી ગયા. અમે જીતી ગયા અને ડબ્બાઓ છૂટા રહી ગયા. Center a woman inside this poem, and this poem says everything about a woman, and I'm happy to announce that I have written this poem. The history, locally and globally, has not been favorable for women. We need to understand that. We cannot say that our past has been excellently glorious for women, and if we say we are not doing our duty by showing our faithfulness to history. I'll have a few facts which would strengthen my thesis statement. The first women voting rights came in India only with the adoption of Constitution of India. That was their 1950. Second, we may have done good probably with homeschooling and home tutoring, but there was no formal education for women in India. So the first school in India was started by a couple who had faced a lot of criticism. The power pack couple was Savitribai Phule and Jyotibai Phule, 1848, and those efforts were then compounded by the effort of first Muslim woman called Sheikh Hasina. So she was the person who had helped the couple. The first college for women was Bethune College in 1879. Prior to these colleges, there were colleges and schools for men to go for formal education, but there was no institution completely dedicated to women. I just heard today in the morning that the academic climate of Rajkot was not favorable for ladies. In 1963, Jalaram Trust came with the first ladies' college in Rajkot. Even parents then did not allow the girls to go to school which had co-education. So I'm proud that I'm the part of that esteemed institution dedicated to women. The first University of Women came late. It was SNDT University, 1960. This was the landscape for women in India. But internationally, also we do not have good history. I have a list of few countries which are not favorable for women's rights. A few years ago, my mother was traveling to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. She went as a solo traveler at the age of 65. And in the Middle East, she was denied entry because she did not have a male companion with her. In Mecca, that area is restricted to women without a son, without a husband. So she had to resort to her cousins to go to that land. This is the example that took place with my mother in Saudi a few years ago. In Israel, a woman cannot get a divorce without the consent of the husband. She cannot even form another matrimonial relation without the consent of the husband. That's the scene in Israel. In Iran, it's a weird law. Palki Sharma was vocal about this law. The law states that a woman could not be shown on the screen eating pizza and sandwich. A woman could not be shown on screen wearing a glove. A woman could not be shown on the screen consuming red beverage. These are some strange laws in Iran. In Saudi Arabia, I think that was one of the last countries to grant driving license to ladies. I came across a story of a country called Mauritania. In Mauritania, they have milk cans. There, the definition of beauty is not zero size. The definition of beauty is XXXXXL size. So what they do in Mauritania is filled with camels, and these camels, they give high calorie milk. So this milk is taken in the container, and in the milk cans, the mothers, they take 2 sticks. The sticks are similar to pen size or larger than them, and the girl's head is kept on the table like this, and the 2 sticks are then pressurized and squeezed on the fingers. As a result, the mouth of a girl opens and high calorie camel milk is fed on the girl, so that the size 0 becomes the standard size of Mauritanian beauty. And it is believed that the bigger the woman, the bigger the girl, the better chances she has to win a handsome and a wealthy husband in Mauritania. So if you feel that you are neglected in Indian society, throw away your prejudices. I have got many more stories for you if you feel that your life is not happy in India. Maya Angelou, a female right vocalist, Tisha Madam probably knows about 2 beautiful poems she wrote on women's work and still I rise. So Maya, in Africa also, the landscape was not favorable for women. There they faced apartheid and male patriarchal domination. So Maya Angelou observed everything, and she wrote one beautiful poem, and it's very applicable for this evening. She said, "You may write me down in the history with your bitter, twisted tales. You may write me down in the history with your bitter, twisted tales. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I rise." So even when we are surrounded with darkness and dismal climate around us, there is hope that a pen can bring beautiful changes. In 2015, Yusufzai Malala won the Nobel Prize for child education, and her book autobiography came out at a very tender age. And that book reached in the hands of another teenager. Her name is Omema. Omema is a Syrian girl, and she was in a refugee camp. So her mother gave a beautiful book, and this is what I would like to strengthen the theme of this evening: women empowerment through literature. So she came across Yusuf Sai Malala's book. The book was so inspiring that in the refugee camp, the name of the camp is Zatari camp, one of the most dangerous camps in the Middle East, not only in the Middle East but across the world. She took the leadership to prevent girls from getting married before the actual age. So books can do wonderful things, and Yusuf Zai Malala said, one book, one pen, and one teacher can change the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So before we proceed, we have a couple of things yet to go. But before we go ahead with the ceremony, I would like to take a small permission from all the ladies here and call up on stage the 4 pillars of L-Time who have been sitting here patiently and listening to us, the 4 men of the house, Vishal Varia sir, please, Meenu sir, Hardik sir, and Tayyab sir. You have been so patient, and we just hope and pray that women all across the world get such supportive brothers, friends, colleagues, husbands, and men like them in our lives so that we can be where we are. And I would also like to introduce Margaret Pandya here. He is my right hand. And people always say that, Madam, તમે lady થઈને આવડું મોટું institute ચલાવો છો, પણ એ લોકોને ખબર નથી કે મારી પીઠ પાછળ હાથ કેનો છે. So, Chairman, મારો ડાબો હાથ, please આવી જા. Please come. And Madam, on behalf of us, can I call ma'am to do the honors, please, so that I don't have to disturb all of you? Yes, ma'am. Vishal Vadia, sir.
Yes.
Meenu, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hardik, sir.
Thank you so much.
Tayyab, sir. Margesh Pandya. And Jeremy. So thank you all the men in our life. Thanks for always being so supportive.
Already there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't it, ma'am? Behind every successful man, there is a woman. But I would also say that behind every successful man, there are many unsuccessful years.
Wow.
Unsuccessful years.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Vishal, sir.
That is true for both of them.
Absolutely.
Because it's not about gender.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Listening to the varied speakers. And just to do the honors, I'm really thankful to all the speakers today here, right beginning from Tisha ma'am, who very well chronologically defined where it all started with the 3 layers. And thank you very much. It was very much informative of yourself. And all the speakers of here talk about Debbie ma'am, Rita ma'am, even other members like Karota ma'am, Vaishali ma'am. Everyone has played an important role today. Have shared something which is not famous. It is not so easy to know. Okay, it's about women empowerment, connecting literature with women empowerment. Where it all started, how it all continues. Women empowerment now becomes like it's not only women empowerment. The definition now changes to be human empowerment. Yeah. So it's a gender neutral society now, okay? A gender free society now, and it's like not only respecting the ladies, also equally respecting the men. It's both the genders. And when we talk about genders, okay, it is not only the 2 genders. So it's about human empowerment. So this is the growth we are taking in the society, and rightfully ended up with Rikita ma'am, very rightly quoted, a very well defined concept, literature and women empowerment, ma'am, a research topic. I really appreciate most of the speakers have, prepared it. That 10 minutes, okay, I'm going to tell all these things. It's not easy to, concise in 10 minutes. So much thankful to all the speakers today for enlightening us with this particular topic and the knowledge. And for this, we have a small memento for every speaker. I would wish to have Minu sir and Anita ma'am.
Please, yours.
All right. So,
This would not have been us. Please, please. Sir.
please, sir, please.
Good evening to each and everyone. So, just wanted to tell one thing that when these many women are in teaching field and in the field that they can influence so many girls, right? The one thing that as a man I would like to request you that make them understand what real feminism is. Because in this world of Instagram and Facebook and all those things, the girls are getting misled.
Pseudo feminism.
This feminism is not about just opposing what the men have created. Right now, that definition has become quite popular. So when so many women are really here understanding the word feminism, then please consider it your duty. Otherwise, it would happen like people will get only twisted things. I don't exactly know about the things, but sometimes we know the half truths, and a lie would be better, not the half truth, because half truths are the most dangerous things, in my opinion. And mostly when it comes to social media and all those things, today's generation is getting half truths only. We get twisted facts, and people, especially teenagers, get that idea that, oh, this is right because it is on Instagram with so many views and so many likes, it must be right. But whether that is right or not, that's our duty. So please enlighten them what real feminism is. Otherwise, they will get the idea that, oh, in this country, this is that, in that country, in India, it is like that. But make them understand that if you go before the British rule, and if you go into the history, real history of India, which is known as mythology nowadays, right? Then there was actual women empowerment at that time also. Make them learn about that also. There was women empowerment without the word women empowerment at that time.
Charutta ma'am did
Yes.
the references.
Yes, that's right. Otherwise, we get the idea that, oh, women are not empowered in India till the 1950, 1960. After that, all those things are done. But that is because of 150 or 200 years of span that we were controlled under. And that ruined people.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
because of that only, like, it has been empowered. Because till the time we have seen many presidents like Indira Gandhi,
Yes,
due to adversity, and still US has not a single president.
that's right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was not like that. This has been the scene of India for all the years. It was totally different. Make the upcoming generation see that thing also. When we talk about Ramayana, right? When we talk about Mahabharata, when we talk about history or mythology as it is not, right? We celebrate Navratri, but most of them they will not be knowing even the name of Navdurgas. If we are talking about Women Empowerment Day or Women Empowerment or Women's Day, right? Then start it from there. That's all. Thank you.
We would take a pause here and like to request Minu sir to please award the speakers for today to give the mementos. I would request Station. Minu sir, please award.
I'm much junior to you, so Vishal sir, you are much senior to us. Thank you so much. Thank you, madam, for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
There it be, ma'am. Please join us.
Arvind sir.
Please, Rita ma'am. Please come. Left sir. Right. Vaishali ma'am. Anita ma'am.
Anita madam.
Please.
Anita madam. Margaret sir, please join. No, sir, please. Oh,
Margesh. I give him a complete results. Margesh.
Charuta ma'am.
Thank you.
And
I would
Chita.
like to add one thing before people. સરે જે હ્યુમન એમ્પાવરમેન્ટની વાત કરી મારા ફાધર હંમેશા કહેતા કે દીકરો દીકરી એક સમાન દીકરીનો અમે દીકરાની જેમ જ ઉછેર કરીએ છીએ એવી બધી વાતો સાંભળવા મળે છે સોસાયટીમાં અમારા પપ્પા કાયમ એમ જ કહેતા કે દીકરાનો દીકરા તરીકે દીકરીનો દીકરી તરીકે તમે ઉછેર કરો દીકરીને દીકરાની જેમ ઉછેરવો that is not making any sense and I am a single child and I am proud of that thing મારા ફાધર મધરના નાની બહુ લાડકી રહી છું unfortunately મારા ફાધર અત્યારે નથી હવે but that's what I wanted to add on behalf of my father. Thank you.
Rachita, please. Very energetic speaker.
One word. The seat is in. Before I ended, I just want to say this. In my 23 years in Rajkot, today whatever I am, the credit goes truly and truly to my mother-in-law. She's my source of inspiration, and she has been always motivating me for doing whatever I am today. So I give this for her.
Nonetheless, we are thankful to LTI for inspiring us to keep this particular event. And LTI stands for English Language Teachers Association of India and the Rajkot Central Chapter. And we, on behalf of Rajkot Central Chapter, our committee has been revised this year, and we take this opportunity to felicitate the committee members on this occasion. So I would call upon all the committee members, ma'am, Bhakti ma'am, Vindhya ma'am, Rachita ma'am, and I would ask Meenu sir to please honor all them here, even Tayyab sir, Hardik sir, everyone, please. A small memento. Avija, please. Bada avija. આપણું મંચ છે. With due regards to elegant classes, સ્થાન દેવતા ભયો નમઃ.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the executive committee, ma'am. Sir.
Yay, I got the gift. Thank you. My son will be so happy.
Welcome.
Yes.
Sir, Vindhya ma'am, please. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you.
Hardik sir, please. Hardik sir has already been a member of the committee. But we take this honor to participate. Tayyab sir, a court figure. To you. You want to say something? Right.
That's right.
No, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
Very nice.
Right. So thereby we conclude today's program over here. Thank you one and all for joining us, spending a valuable time, and the thoughts. You know, so like-mindedness is a very much contagious thing. We always attract like-minded people. So again, thanks for being the like-mindedness circle. And before we depart, we have high tea and some biscuits. So on to the campus outside, and please have it, and then we can. Thank you.